and I hope that everyone is well. Hope everyone enjoyed this SmackDown episodes. We've actually got quite a bit that we need to get our teeth into. This was a weird episode. It felt very like filler. There was just lots, there was quite a bit that was in it, but there was a lot that just felt quite throwaway. There was lots of stuff in here that I don't know is going to really resonate with people, or certainly I don't think is going to like thrill people or have them on the edge of their seats. Crowd were good though. Gotta say the crowd were quite good. They seemed to be very invested. We were in Texas. They were very loud, very passionate. There was quite a few "This is awesome" chants dotted throughout the show. I'm not sure the show necessarily warranted all of those "This is awesome" chants, but we had them. It's worth just seeing this, that before the show even started, Royce Keys was in action, so Powerhouse Hobbs, on main event. He was competing against Nathan Frazier. So if you wondered where Royce Keys had been, he actually competed on main event. That seems to suggest that they don't really have much kind of lined up for him at the moment. Perhaps they're just trying to get past Elimination Chamber. Maybe they've got some plans for him kind of in March more than February. So yeah, don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, the show started with Tiffany, and honestly, she didn't really say anything. She just came out, "What time is it? You know, that belt looks a bit lost without me, blah, 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 blah." She gets interrupted by Nia and Lash, and they're in their wrestling gear. We knew that they were going to be wrestling tonight for the tag titles. Rhea and Iyo came out. And, I mean, honestly, this thing was all of like 5 minutes. As starts go, this was very underwhelming. It was just Tiffany coming out, saying a few words, being interrupted. Out came the two tag teams, and we were very much underway with our first match. Quite a few matches tonight. This was Rio against Lash Legend and Nia. Now, unfortunately, the match gets thrown out. I thought it had some really good moments, actually. But on the outside of the ring, all the women started brawling. I don't know if it was like a double count out or no contest or what the ref decided, but the ref just threw it out. So with chaos spilling on the outside, the match is thrown out. And you can see here, look, the carnage and the chaos. We've got over here Nia and Iyo. They've gone through a table. Over here we got Rhea and Lash. We've got bodies everywhere. Nothing but chaos. You lot scored this good 87. And I think it scored so low because of the underwhelming finish. I actually thought the action was not too bad. I actually thought this match was not a bad opener. But yeah, the fact that the referee threw it out was very frustrating. It was for the titles. You would imagine the referee would give a bit of leeway in a title match. And it certainly made even less sense when you compare it to the chaos of the next match, the 10-man tag match that was absolute chaos. Everyone was fighting everyone in the ring, outside the ring. No idea who the League of Man was. That never got thrown out. They never threw that out. This title match gets thrown out, but this 10-man tag match was just absolute chaos, and referee didn't give a flip. So, yeah, I think it scored probably a bit lower because of the finish. You lot scored it good 87. No winner as a result. So, Rio keep those tag belts. Backstage, we saw Apollo and Matt Cardona. We saw Carmelo as well. So, they were just very interested in getting a shot at this belt. Carmelo said to him, well, we do an open challenge every week, although not this week, which was kind of interesting. Wondered where that was going to go. So Carmelo made his way out to the ring. He said that he's shooting his shot for WrestleMania. He's going to be in a qualifier next week to try and get into the chamber. He then proceeded to call out Ilya Dragunov. So Ilya Dragunov was told to come down to the ring. The reason why there was no open challenge, Carmelo wanted Ilya. Before this match could get going, out came the MFTs. They got into the ring, big brawl. We would have Shinsuke coming down as well. And this big brawl would kind of break out. And as a result, a 10-man tag was made, as we said. So 10-man tag was made with Apollo, Matt Cardona, Carmelo, Shinsuke, Ilya, taking on the MFTs. And yeah, it was just carnage, honestly. You lot scored it good 88. did not grab you guys, to be honest. Tama Tonga gets a pin on Carmelo to get the win, which is really interesting and worth highlighting, because is that going to get Carmelo in a match against Tama? Could Tama now get a title opportunity as a result of pinning Carmelo? So even though this was a nothing match, felt like filler, felt like just a way of getting a load of people on the show, could this actually result in Tama going up to Carmelo saying, I pinned you, I've earned a title shot? Could it be that Carmelo is not far away? After the match, MFT's victorious, of course. Lights went out, and just up in the stands was the Wyatt Sicks. I was a bit disappointed that they didn't do something more impactful than this. They were just up in the crowds. Just felt like you really brought them in just to do this, just stand in the crowds. Very underwhelming, to be honest, but to be honest, the Wyatt Sicks run has been quite underwhelming, so no change there. Then we saw Charlotte and Alexa. Will you be my Galentine? So this is just like a little fun throwaway thing. Charlotte just trying to make up with Alexa, obviously. They kind of got in each other's way during the Rumble. So they were trying to get back onto the same page. Charlotte actually gave Alexa a signed picture of Charlotte, which was pretty fun. Gave her some flowers as well. Said, I'm going to come down and be at ringside. I'm going to be supportive as you try and qualify for Elimination Chamber. So, it was fine. This was all okay. I wasn't down on this. Backstage, we also had this moment. So, the final men's Elimination Chamber qualifier takes place next week. We found out Carmelo, we know, was in. He'll be taking on Trick and Damian. Then we got a poem from Kit Wilson. I was not crazy about this. I mean, it's the kind of poem that feels like it's written by an 8-year-old. Just like, you lot suck, you're all toxic, I'm better than you, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Perhaps I just wasn't in a good headspace for this. Perhaps this was hilarious, but didn't quite land with me, to be honest. R-Truth responded with a bit of a poem of his own. Nick Aldis was kind of laughing away at it all. It's a comedy segment. Comedy's subjective. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one didn't quite land for me. But what I will say is they are trying to do something with Kit Wilson. They've given him this book, and there's potential here where, it could lead to something. And he's doing like poems. Again, there's potential that could lead to something. So I'm not down on the idea. I just think the execution this week was maybe a little bit lacking, but I wouldn't be shocked if some of you out there, really enjoyed this, but don't know, just didn't quite grab me. Right, then we went to our third match. This was Alexa, Zelina, Giulia. This was the qualifier. Zelina coming down actually to Aleister Black's music, and she's got like the Aleister graphics, and we've kind of moved away from her usual presentation. She's now coming down like this, which makes sense. Fun little moment here. Giulia grabbing the nose of Alexa. Giulia having some fun in there. And the finish to this was weird as well. So Zelina was in the ring. She was kind of on her knees and she was like gyrating around. She rises up. She's kind of looking pretty good. She's about to do what looks to be a suicide dive. She very slowly goes against the ropes. It even felt like she knew that she was meant to be getting jumped or something, right? It was very tentative. I mean, if you were going to do a suicide dive, you'd hit the ropes and whatever. She just slowly sort of went over. Alexa just grabs her in her Sister Abigail, does the kiss, the pose, hits it, 1, 2, 3, over. I think it made Zelina look really stupid. I mean, Zelina was absolutely fine. And the point I made during our watch along, and this is a thread you really don't want to pull, but I'm gonna give it a little pull, right? I've got a problem with the Sister Abigail. I think it's good when someone's wore down and someone is like, pretty lifeless. You can grab them, right? Do the pose and everything and hit it, right? But if you've got someone like Zelina that's seemingly absolutely fine, because she was. I mean, she had just done a pose and gone against the ropes and like everything was fine. To grab them, hold them there, and then do Sister Abigail. I don't know why she doesn't get out of it. I don't know why she doesn't find a way out, like drop your weight down or struggle or do something. I just found this finishing sequence to be quite frustrating. Not down on Alexa winning. She's a great talent, Alexa, so I think Alexa or Giulia were favourites here, but yeah, this finish, perhaps it just should have been snappier. Perhaps it should have been that she grabbed a bang straight into it. Perhaps the problem was that Alexa delayed it a little bit. It's not a big deal, but this match gets good 90. I suppose what I'm trying to point out is, you know, we had good 87, probably because the finish was, you know, frustrating. Good 88. It was just carnage, chaos. Didn't know who the legal man was. Seemed to go on a little bit too long. This was good 90. The in-ring really struggled. It really struggled this week. Normally, we see a lot of matches about good 95, and you might get the occasional great match. But, I mean, the first 3 matches, good 87, good 88, good 90. This is nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. They've got a real problem, a serious problem with their in-ring matches. I think it really showed this week because there was no open challenge. Normally, the United States open challenge gets a great rating. And that's normally the match that we look at and go, wow, yeah, that match cooked. We never got that. And so all we had were the other matches, and the other matches just really struggled. Certainly in our community with your scores, they seem to really struggle. I don't know if I would have personally been as low as some of these, but I still don't think these are necessarily like unfair or anything. So yeah, this was the highest scoring match up to this point, but it's still only got good 90. Backstage, we saw Tiffany, and there was Chelsea. So Chelsea actually has got this little wheelchair thing. She's obviously got her leg in a surgical boot. She's broken her ankle. This reminds me a lot of Britt Baker from AEW 2020. Britt Baker suffered an injury, but still appeared on the shows at ringside. And, you know, she would still do promos and still get involved in stories, but just couldn't do anything physical. I don't know if we're going to do that with Chelsea. I mean, maybe we see Chelsea each week and she's going to feature on the show, but it's going to be in this contraption, right? So there was no new Chelsea Chronicle. She was trying to get an apology from Tiffany. She never got that apology, but it was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun little segment. This, for me, might be the highlight of the night. Trick Williams came out, and oh my God, whoop that trick. It is the loudest whoop that trick I think I have ever heard. This crowd were right with him. And the great thing about Trick is he comes down and he cuts a promo, and it's so good. He's really good with his promo. No one here in Dallas wants to hear Mr. Can't Get the Job Done tell another sob story. So I believe that was directed at Sami. So he was going off on Sami. He then went off on Rey Fenix. He said, you do your backflips, you do your kicks, but when you go to the zoo, you don't want to see a squirrel doing flips. You want to see a lion like me. Some good lines here. I mean, massive aura, great reaction, loud whoop that trick chants. Then he gets in the ring and delivers a really good promo. Match that followed was all right. Actually, the highest rated match of the night. None of the other matches were scored as high as this. Largely probably due to Fenix. Fenix doing some amazing stuff, but Trick more than carrying his own. You lot scored this good 96. And depressingly, that was the highest scoring match of the night. So Rey Fenix, Trick Williams, battling away. Trick Williams would get the win clean. Trick Williams beating Rey Fenix clean. They have got some serious with Trick. He is a serious future star. He is a main eventer at WrestleMania, multiple-time world champion. He looks incredible, sounds incredible. He's got it. He's got it. Okay, Jacob said, I've never been in no elimination chamber, but hold on, don't get it twisted. I know what cold steel feels like. Nobody around, locked down. So he was actually referencing his troubled past and just cutting a promo before our main event. Backstage, we saw Iyo and Giulia, Kiana, Rhea. Kind of felt like something was teased about Iyo going after Giulia. If we're doing that at Mania, sign me up. If the plan is Iyo versus Giulia, I don't think I'm alone in saying that's a match that I very much want to see. So if a seed was planted there, I am totally on board. I am totally here for that. Right, then it was time for our co-main event. So we brought out Jade Cargill. She was wearing Valentine's Day inspired gear, and actually this whole match would have a very strong Valentine's vibe, because not only did she come down, but actually Dominic and Liv and Raquel came down to have a romantic meal at ringside. So lots of nuggies. Yeah, a plate of nuggets. We had a plate of nuggets. We had some flowers. Raquel, poor woman, being a third wheel, right? Just having to kind of stand around in the background during this date. But we had some chocolates as well. And there was even some champagne that they had. And actually, when he pulled it out, it had his face on it. So there we go. There was some brilliant stuff. They didn't really do anything with this, though. It didn't really like go anywhere. The most extreme thing we did was Jade pinched a nuggie. That was it. I thought there was going to be a big food fight. Someone was going to go through the table. Didn't get any of that. This match was okay. You lot scored it good 86. Struggled. It's another match that you lot struggled with. We know that Jade is fairly limited. I think this suffered as well because there was that outside distraction of the date. And I think that meant that, your focus wasn't totally on the match. But even if it was totally on the match, some of the moments just felt a little bit off. Nothing disastrous. I mean, I can't really say this was like a stinker or horrific or anything like that. I just don't know that it ever really quite got going. I don't know that it ever really, certainly didn't have us on the edge of our seat. Certainly was no barn burner, we can say that. But I don't think they helped by having Liv and Dom at ringside. And don't forget, this was Jade's first title defense. Good win for her, though. Clean win over Jordynne Grace. You can't be down on that. So a clean win over Jordynne, that's definitely worth something. She went over afterwards, went up to Liv and said, if you challenge me at WrestleMania, that'll be your ass. And I did like Liv's reaction. She just bit into her chocolate, sort of smiled. And you can see Raquel there making sure that nothing gets out of hand. Obviously, we don't expect this to go that way. We're expecting Liv Stephanie, which is probably why nothing really happened here. But okay, on we went. My tag partner has gone. I have no friends. I have no title. I have nothing left. Johnny was all depressed. Candice was like, you've got me. I'm your wife. That did not cheer Johnny up, though. Johnny was still all down, doom and gloom. Candice ended up wheeling him away. Backstage, we saw the MFTs. They were throwing some shade at different people, and then they saw this. I don't know if it was on their locker room door, but it's a Dexter Loomis picture of Solo. Solo as the Lantern, which is really good. I mean, Dexter's such a good artist. I'm not down on this. It'd be good, actually, if they made that. And actually, we started seeing the Wyatts come out with that Solo Lantern. You might have our Lantern. We've got this one now. And so Solo as the Lantern, that was a great. I don't know how long it takes him to make those, but I thought it was really good. Really good. Right, Nick Aldis tried to sign Oba Femi. I don't think he succeeded because Kit Wilson came in. This is where Nick Aldis took the book and saw there was a poem in there about Oba. Obviously not very complimentary. And so the match is made for next week. It's going to be Kit Wilson against Oba Femi. We've also found out about the other qualifiers. So we have got Charlotte against Nia against Kiana. And we know about the other match. It's going to be Carmelo, Damian, Trick Williams. So all of that going down next week. Main event time. Just before we got there, though, Chelsea posted this. She said, I had to fly to SmackDown to make sure everyone at WWE is aware that I am still gorge, even with a boot on. So there we go. The still gorge president making her presence felt. And I'm quite excited to see how they use her going forward. Is this just a one-off appearance? Or are they going to keep using her? She is a workhorse. I think she she's worked so hard to get to this level. Even with an injury, she will still take TV time. You know, she is someone that never lets an opportunity pass her by. So, I mean, if they can find a way of using her while she's injured, I think she would still be interested. But, don't know, I'll have to keep an eye on that. Main event time, anyway. And this had about 20-odd minutes. This was our main event, Cody versus Jacob versus Sami. So, this match underway. Claymore to Jacob. Because Jacob was just about to win, Drew gets involved with a Claymore. He actually then gets rid of Jacob, ends up putting Sami on top of Cody. Looked like Sami was about to win thanks to Drew. Cody kicked out. Then powerbomb on the outside. Jacob goes through the table. Really interesting finish to this match. So Jacob is out of the equation thanks to this power bomb. In the ring, Sami hits a haluva on Drew, right? Even though Drew had been trying to help him, Sami is not wanting to win that way. He's not appreciative of Drew's outside help. So he sees an opportunity, he hits Drew with a haluva. Just as he connects, Cody from behind grabs Sami, hits a crossroads, and capitalizes and gets the victory. And I think it's a really interesting finish because, I mean, yeah, look at this shot right here. Cody in the corner celebrating after winning this triple threat. Sami looking over, and what is going through Sami's mind? I mean, is Sami looking at Cody and thinking, fair play, you saw the opportunity, you took it. I wish I could learn to be that ruthless. Or is he looking over at Cody going, you just screwed me? It was a match, and I appreciate that, but I've just nailed Drew with a haluva rather than you helping me and then shaking my hand and we finish the match like honourable men. You just grabbed me from behind, crossroads me, and, you know, you just absolutely screwed me out of an opportunity to go to Elimination Chamber. This is the kind of thing that could push Sami to a dark place. You know, Sami might not be appreciative of what Cody did. He might not be able to move past that. We could go to a very interesting place here. I really like this finish. I know not everyone was on board with it. I saw criticism in our watch along, but I like it. I like it because it makes us ask some questions. What next for Sami? Is that Cody showing like heel tendencies? Is that Cody teasing a bit of a heel turn? Well, I don't think so, but I am interested to know what Sami's going to do. The Sami-Cody relationship, I'm looking forward to maybe them having a promo next week where we kind of get some of this out in the open. It just moved it into this very interesting grey area where, you know, it's kind of like, oh, that wasn't a nice thing to do, but it was a triple threat match and there is a massive prize at stake. And, you know, he capitalized, but is he wrong to do that? He's not really a heel for doing it, but certainly Sami fans could look at him as being a heel for doing what he did, and maybe Sami is looking at it that way. So I like this finish. I think it's quite creative. It asks some questions, and I'm looking forward to seeing what gets said next week. I think we can fill in the blanks. Cody's going to say it's nothing personal. You know, I saw an opportunity, I took it. Maybe you need to learn to do that, Sami. And what does that do to Sami going forward? So, yeah, this match got good 92. You lot still weren't crazy. To be honest, all night we had quite low scores. People just really, I think, struggling to really connect to this show, find a way into this show. To be honest, even right now, I don't know what I would present as the thumbnail. I don't know what is the major talking point. I mean, Trick Williams is a star. I know that much. This is a very interesting situation. So, you know, it might be something to do here. The bottom line, though, in-ring tonight, not good enough. 3 hours, felt like there was quite a bit of filler. Lots of little storyline developments, but nothing massive. Obviously, the big bombshell is the one that dropped at the very end. So, yeah, a lot of people saying they just couldn't find a way into this and that this show felt quite mid. I think that a 6 is probably fair. I think a 6 is fair. There's not loads. I mean, it just felt like we did a lot of stuff to just try and move stories forward. But considering this is WrestleMania season, this is post-Rumble, honestly, I don't think people are going to say this was good enough. I don't think people are going to say this was acceptable. I do want to finish on one last point, though, and that is that people were making the comment that this was being shown on Sci-Fi in America. So could it be a case that because we're on a smaller channel, they didn't want to give any good stuff on this show? They didn't want anything too dramatic because it's not really going to get seen. Whenever we go on Sci-Fi, the ratings crash. So is it a case that they're just going to get through this little period? Because I think they're on Sci-Fi next week again. It's because of the Winter Olympics, I believe. With the Winter Olympics on at the moment, USA Network are showing the Winter Olympics. So that means SmackDown got moved to Sci-Fi, which is a smaller channel. So is it a case that they sort of know, we're on a smaller channel, it ain't going to get the kind of views it normally gets. Let's not give anything too good away. Let's just do a solid show. Let's just do something pretty straightforward. We'll get to the good stuff once we go back to USA Network. Don't know. It's a theory, and there could be some truth to it. But yeah, this felt very paint by numbers, very straightforward, little to get overly excited about. So I'm going to go 6. I don't know if that's fair or unfair. That's kind of where I am with it. I still would struggle to know what to put as a thumbnail, but yeah, I hope you got something from it. I hope it was something that you didn't feel like you wasted your time with. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that joined us for our watch along as well. I have been hanging all day today, really struggling, as we were talking about during our watch along after having a big night out last night. I am thrilled that I made it through that stream, and I'm thrilled that we've made it through this breakdown as well. So I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate everyone kind of bearing with me as I'm trying to find my thoughts, trying to find a way forwards. It's not as easy as it normally is right now, but we've managed to get there. So yeah, appreciate it, honestly. Big thank you to everyone that joined us. Hope you got something from this show, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.